2:19 a.m., Phoenix, Arizona. The desert city sat in complete silence. No traffic moved across the highways, no lights flickered in the distance, and a thin layer of cold fog hugged the ground, blurring everything it touched. From above, the city looked frozen in time, like nothing was happening at all. But that silence was deceptive, because at that exact moment, across Maricopa County, something massive was already unfolding. Dozens of unmarked black vehicles were positioned in complete darkness. Engines running, headlights off, doors closed. Inside each vehicle were federal agents, FBI, DEA, Homeland Security investigations, more than 700 personnel spread across 68 different locations, every agent waiting, every unit synchronized, every second calculated. No one spoke, no one moved unnecessarily, because tonight was not a routine operation. Tonight was the end of something that had been quietly growing for years. The operation had a name, Operation Stone Corridor. It had taken 31 months to build, nearly 3 years of surveillance, tracking, analysis, and patience. And it all started with something so small, it almost didn't matter. October 7th, 2022, 6:44 a.m. Interstate 10, just outside Casa Grande, Arizona. A commercial truck entered a routine inspection checkpoint. There was nothing unusual about it. The truck was registered to a company called Sonoran Fresh Distributors, LLC. Its cargo manifest listed produce, jalapenos, and Roma tomatoes. The paperwork was clean. The route was standard. The driver appeared calm, too calm. Officer Renata Flores watched closely as the K-9 unit approached the vehicle. The dog walked slowly along the side of the trailer, then paused at the rear cargo door, and then it sat down. No command, no hesitation, just a silent signal. That moment changed everything. Within minutes, backup was called. Federal agents arrived. The cargo seal was inspected, then broken. The doors were open. Inside, everything appeared normal at first glance. Boxes of produce stacked neatly, refrigerated air flowing evenly, labels matching documentation. But something felt off. Agents began inspecting the cargo more carefully. One crate was removed, then another, and behind them, they found it. Modified compartments, hidden inside the structure of the crates, carefully engineered, nearly impossible to detect without dismantling. Inside those compartments were vacuum-sealed packages, methamphetamine, high purity, over 847 kilograms. Estimated street value, tens of millions of dollars. At first, it looked like a major seizure, a successful operation. Another shipment stopped before it could reach the streets. But investigators quickly realized something didn't add up. This wasn't rushed, it wasn't improvised. It was precise, engineered, designed. And that level of precision meant one thing. This wasn't a shipment, this was a system. Within 72 hours, a joint federal task force was formed. DEA agents, FBI analysts, and Homeland Security investigators began working together. Their goal was simple: find where it came from. The company listed on the truck was the first place they looked. Sonoran Fresh Distributors, LLC. It was real, legally registered, tax compliant, operating for over a year. It had contracts, it had delivery routes, it had financial records. On paper, it was legitimate. But the deeper they looked, the more things didn't make sense. Millions of dollars were moving through its accounts. Large transactions, frequent transfers, but there was no real business activity to match it. No actual product volume, no verified commercial operations, just money, moving quietly. That was the first crack in the network. Over the next several months, investigators expanded their search. They pulled corporate records across multiple states: Delaware, Nevada, Wyoming, Arizona. What they found changed everything. Sonoran Fresh Distributors wasn't alone. It was part of a larger structure, a network of 24 companies, each legally registered, each appearing legitimate: trucking firms, cold storage facilities, logistics providers, maintenance services, financial holding companies. Individually, nothing looked suspicious, but together, They formed a complete a supply chain designed to move narcotics through the United States using legal infrastructure. Surveillance operations began. Agents installed cameras near warehouses, tracked vehicle movements, monitored financial transactions. Patterns started to emerge. Every night between midnight and 4 a.m., refrigerated trucks departed from specific locations. Routes were never the same. Destinations rotated constantly. Phoenix to Las Vegas to Denver, Denver to Salt Lake City. The system was fluid, adaptive, invisible. Weeks turned into months. Months turned into over a year. Then came the breakthrough. A warehouse on West Lower Buckeye Road in Phoenix. From the outside, it was indistinguishable from any other commercial cold storage facility. Trucks moved in and out. Workers handled shipments. Inventory logs matched deliveries. Everything appeared normal. But inside, it was something else entirely. Agents executed a search warrant. They entered the building and began a full inspection. At first, everything matched expectations. Produce, packaging, refrigeration units. Then they found it, a hidden access point, concealed within a maintenance corridor. Behind it, a second chamber. Inside that chamber were thousands of vacuum-sealed packages. Fentanyl, methamphetamine, heroin, stacked with precision, labeled, organized, cataloged, and beneath the concrete floor, a hydraulic compartment. Inside it, millions of dollars in cash. This wasn't smuggling. This was infrastructure. The network had been designed to operate within the system, to pass inspections, to avoid detection, to blend into legitimate commerce. And at the center of it all was a man no one expected. Rodrigo Salazar Medina, a businessman, licensed, respected, publicly visible. He attended events, networked with officials, operated multiple companies. On the surface, he was clean, but behind that image, he controlled everything. The companies, the routes, the finances, the entire network. For months, agents watched him, tracked his movements, analyzed his communications. He was careful, extremely careful. He never spoke openly, never exposed details, never left direct evidence, until one mistake, a phone call, placed minutes before the operation began. That call connected him directly to the network, and that was enough. March 14th, 2024, 2:06 a.m. The order was given. Across 5 states, operations began simultaneously. 68 locations targeted. Hundreds of agents deployed. Doors were breached, warehouses secured, suspects detained. The network didn't resist, it collapsed. By sunrise, 312 suspects were in custody, 11 tons of narcotics seized, over $540 million in assets frozen, properties, vehicles, bank accounts, all gone. Years of planning destroyed in a single night. But the most disturbing part wasn't the scale of the operation, it was how it worked. This network didn't break the system, it used it. Legal companies, legal transport routes, legal infrastructure, everything was real, except the purpose. And according to federal intelligence, this wasn't the only network. Similar operations are still active, undetected, operating in plain sight. Right now, another truck is moving, another shipment is passing inspection, another network is functioning perfectly, and no one has noticed yet, because the truth is, the system was never broken. It was being used, and it still is.